our bug on iPhones, the one that means that if you send this string via iMessage, it crashes the recipient's phone. Now there are all sorts of theories out there. Apple hasn't confirmed any of them, and I haven't seen any in-depth analysis of this, so this is a combination of the most plausible explanations that I can find. Snopes, of course, has a pretty good rundown of the history, plus my own testing on this one phone. Clue number one, it doesn't always work. This isn't like the old iPhone bug that would fail if it tried to render one particular bit of text anywhere in the operating system. This is specific. It has to appear in a banner notification that drops down, and it only works sometimes. So that's a clue right there. What happens to text in banner notifications that doesn't happen elsewhere in the messaging app? It's shortened. You see the first few characters, the first few words, and then there's an ellipsis, a ... at the end. So immediately, that sets off some warning signs, because shortening text isn't quite as easy as you might think. Now Apple are smart, they're not cutting based on the number of bytes, the naive way of doing it. If they did that, phones would be crashing regularly for anyone who used emoji. And they're not cutting just on a fixed number of characters either. The iPhone works out how much text it can display based on the size of your screen, the font size your notifications are displayed in, and the content of the message itself. It cuts always on a character, not on a byte. Can it fit the full message in? Great, show it all. Is it too big? Then how many letters can it fit? So what else is strange about that message? Well, for folks in England, the US and most of the world, it includes Arabic text. And not just that, weird Arabic text mixed with Devanagari diacritics, those little marks that go above and below characters. That's where the bug is. The words effective power and that letter on the end aren't special. You can put any text there as long as it pads out the message enough so that ... lands somewhere in the middle of that jumble of Arabic characters. So we can be fairly sure that the bug is in Arabic text handling. That is almost definite. The iPhone tries to cut the weird Arabic word in half, fails for some reason, and somewhere in there is a bug that causes it to crash. That part we're fairly certain about. Here's my speculation. It seems logical that when you remove a character by pressing backspace, the string of text will become shorter. But in Arabic, that isn't always the case. Arabic is a really interesting script. Letters have multiple forms, and the one you use changes depending on whether it's at the start, middle, or end of a word. I've found some sequences, I don't know if they come up in everyday Arabic, where adding a letter can turn one wide character into two narrow ones that are shorter together. So if you cut halfway through that sequence, the resulting text will be wider than the one you started with. So I reckon that as the phone tries to work out how many letters it can fit on screen, it finds itself with a combination of weird text, strange characters, and text that somehow gets bigger when it removes some of it. That sounds to me like the kind of unexpected weirdness that would cause a crash bug in code that is written by people who mostly write in English. But what do I know? We'll have to wait and see if Apple actually release some sort of post-mortem or if they just say it's fixed, as if by magic, in the next release.